everybody. Welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinsel.
And today we're going to be previewing the All Star Race. It is not happening at Charlotte Motor Speedway this year. It is moving to Bristol Motor Speedway. It's about time that they moved around the All Star Race, and they had to do it because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but I think that was such a great idea, moving the All Star Race to Bristol. I think they need to move it around all the time, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I agree, and I think being on a short track is going to make it so much better. You know, with this not being a points-paying race and just guys going for the money, there's a lot more incentive to actually race and not kind of hold position and really get aggressive and try to go up and get the win. Going to a short track obviously promotes the hell out of that. So really good move in my opinion.
Oh
yeah.
Definitely.
Yep, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then NASCAR has said that they will be using a choose cone for the All Star Race. For those of you who are not familiar with what the choose cone is, it will be a designated point on the track where they choose what lane they will restart. With the choose rule, each driver picks a lane, so second place could choose to start behind the leader or on the front row to see if you want an advantage. Like, let's say you're starting a little bit back, you want to start up on the outside row where it's not really that much of advantage, but you want to get that position, then you can go for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how NASCAR works with it.
Yeah, Ian, I think you explained it pretty well, but to give the fans at home that may not know the rule, well, we'll give an example going to Bristol. As we all know, the outside line rolls off way better than anywhere else on the track. The inside line just doesn't start off as well. So you could see drivers elect to give up the initial starting position to go up there so they could try to get the more advantageous restart versus somebody who may be eighth and maybe getting ready to start on the outside line elect to try to go down to the inside line and move up 3 or 4 spots and hope to be able to jump back up in line and you know
It's just
make
a big
some
gamble.
positions up. Yeah, it's a big gamble.
And
yeah,
it makes perfect sense for an all-star race. I think this will be very interesting.
yeah. I think from watching it on some short tracks before, I think it's a really fun rule. I think for a one-off race like this, it makes a lot of sense for NASCAR to do.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. And we're also going to have something else a little bit different going on this weekend. We're going to be having the race cars featuring a different number placement. It's going to be moving. So let's say, with my diecast here, we got it right under the door. They're going to be moving it right about where that Monster logo is so they can give more room for the sponsorships there. Now, us traditional NASCAR fans, we're not the biggest fan of it because we like where the number is, right on the door. But again, they're just trying it for the All-Star race. I mean, some of the cars look good with how it is, but let's just make it back to normal when we get out of Bristol.
Yeah, I agree. A couple of the gimmicky things they're doing with the actual race cars, I'm not personally a big fan of.
Yeah, that and the Underglow are not setting well with me right now.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. The NASCAR will be testing an Underglow for the race. They're going to be manufacturer select colors. So Toyota's going to have red, Ford's going to be blue, and Chevy will be gold. So it's going to look strange. Yeah, it's going to look strange with some of the other paint schemes that don't really have that color scheme with like maybe red, blue, or gold or whatever. But I don't know. It's the All-Star race. They're trying anything out. They're going to have a little fun with it. I mean, why the hell not?
Yeah, with it being the All-Star race, it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. So I'm not that against it, but I've heard a lot of people argue, well, IMSA does it. Well, IMSA does it for a reason. It's so when the drivers are out there during the nighttime portion of the race, you could tell the different classifications of cars apart rather quickly. So when you're in one of the top end cars, you can whip around the slower cars and they know you're coming a little easier. It doesn't really have too much of a practical application other than making the cars look cool during a night race. So, but again, it's the All-Star race. That's what it's for. It's supposed to be something different, something cool, something fun. So, hopefully they just look really cool on the track and don't cause any issues during the race.
Right.
Yeah, let's not have any lights explode or something and have like a major cleanup.
Yeah, debris on the track, LED glass all over.
Yeah. And then for those of you who don't know, this is kind of a little bit how the All-Star race works. So the All Star Race is basically open to race winners from last season all the way through up to Kentucky, the last Kentucky race. Um, and all previous All Star Race winners are allowed in. NASCAR Cup Series champions who have attempted to qualify for every race this year. And the winner of each stage of the All Star Open and the winner of the All Star Fan Vote are eligible to compete in the All Star Race. So we got a lot of champions up there. The best of the best are going to be running for $1 million.
Right.
So let's get into the All Star Open. This is going to be the race to race into the All Star race. So we're going to have stages 1 and 2 are going to be 35 laps each, and the final stage will be 15 laps for a total of 85 laps. So guys, who do you think is going to race their way into the All Star race? Break it up with stages 1, 2, and 3. Who do you think will be the 3 winners of the Open race?
All right, so I'll go first. Looking at the lineup, I think the winner of the first Open will be the 43 of Bubba Wallace. Bristol is a good track for Bubba Wallace. He's starting 6th. That means he'll be the 3rd car in the outside row, which is a pretty advantageous place to be at Bristol. The outside line, as I kind of talked about earlier, does roll well. That's the preferred line on restarts here. So I think Bubba will be able to work his way to the front in the first 33 or 35 laps and seal his way. He ain't gonna need that fan vote because he's gonna win his way into the All Star race. As for the second stage, I'm gonna go with the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto. Again, another phenomenal track for Matty D. By that point, he's starting off in P10 in the Open. Again, starting on the outside line, he should be able to work his way to the front. Really set himself up well to either win that first or second stage. I think it'll be the second one. And for the third stage, I'm going to go a little further out there. I'm going to go with John Hunter Nemechek to win the third Open race, the sprint one. He's starting way back in the field back in 20th. But again, at this point, they'll have 70 laps in. That'll give him a chance to move way up the track and hopefully make up some positions. He's had a really good run so far this year. I'd really like to see him go ahead and get that and add All Star Open win to his resume and punch his ticket to the big show later on for $1 million. And then as far as the fan vote goes, I think of the drivers available, I think it's going to be tight between William Byron and Tyler Reddick, and I think it's going to go to Slick Bill.
All right. Not bad picks there at all, buddy.
All right.
So who you got?
For me, who I think wins the first stage of the All Star Open, I'm gonna go with the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We talked Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We talked Bristol, phenomenal racetrack for him, couple second place finishes, and well, we all know how Ricky drives this racetrack and how he drives any race. And with it being such a short sprint, this fits him perfectly. Get up to the front as quick as he can, as most aggressive as he can. I think Stenhouse takes stage 1, and then looking over into stage number 2, I'm gonna have to go with the 10 car of Eric Almirola. I think he's probably one of the best cars in this field at the moment. He's having a very solid season right now. He's rattled off like 6 straight top 10s, 5 of those being top 5. This is also a pretty solid racetrack for the 10 car, so I see Eric Almirola win stage 2. And for the third stage, the little sprint to the finish, I like my guy, Matt DiBenedetto in the 21 car. I think he's going to fight his way up it's going to take him some time to get up to the front. And then I think that last little 15-lap segment, it's going to give me a heart attack, but he's going to get it done. Matt DiBenedetto will win that third stage. And then the fan vote is going to go to Bubba Wallace by a landslide easily. Bubba Wallace will be racing for $1 million.
One way or another.
One way or another.
That's right. All right. Not bad picks there at all. All right. So for my picks for the All Star Open for the first stage, I'm going to have to go with Tyler Reddick getting the win, making his way into the All Star race. He's starting 5th, and I think that's great position for him. Last year's Bristol night race in the Xfinity Series, we saw him dominate in that race. And we know that those Xfinity cars are harder to handle. So I think he's going to do himself pretty well here at Bristol for the first stage. And then I think that William Byron, he's going to go on to win stage 2, bring his way into the All-Star race. He's starting 7th. And then for the little sprint to the finish there, I'm going to have to go with Ryan Preece. We saw him win here in the Xfinity Series a couple years ago when he won the Dash for Cash. Bristol does good for him, so I want to see Ryan Preece make his way into the All Star race. I think that would be incredible. And then who's going to make their way in with the votes? Come on, guys. It's going to be Bubba Wallace. He's the most popular driver right now. Let's go. Bubba Wallace is going to make his way into the All Star race, and I think he's going to be making some crazy moves in there too for that $1 million. All
right.
Guys, we were all over the board with our picks there.
Yeah.
I think you and me, Nick, were the only people who picked two of the same driver even.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am Preece. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm gambling, man. I'm going for a big one. But,
the choose cone, man. The choose cone's really gonna help him get up there, really. So
it really is
pretty crazy to see.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for the first All-Star race in my lifetime at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Right.
I really can't wait to see how this plays out, guys.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right, so now let's dig into the All-Star race. So we got stage 1, that will be 55 laps, and then stages 2 and 3 will be 35 laps each, and then the final stage is 15 laps for a total of 140 laps. So guys, who do you have to win $1 million in the All-Star race at Bristol Motor Speedway on Wednesday night? Nick, let's start off with you.
All right. He's got a very nice looking race car for this All-Star race. He's pretty good at Bristol. Couple wins here. I'm going to go with the 42 of Matt Kenseth. I really think Matt Kenseth in Bristol, this is where he's going to get off on the right foot here. He's going to win his team $1 million. 42 car won the All-Star race last year at Charlotte. And so I think they're going to go back-to-back years. And I think Matt Kenseth's going to go get it done. He's pretty good at this racetrack. Very good-looking race car, too, given the circumstances that they have to run with those.
All right.
Not bad, not bad.
Well, guys, it's a big night for NASCAR. The lights are going to be on bright. Sports still aren't back, so the world will be watching the All-Star race. So what better thing to happen than to have NASCAR's most popular driver, Chase Elliott, win the All-Star race. Chase has a pretty good track record here at Bristol. He doesn't have a cup win yet to go ahead and put that on the resume. But I think an All-Star race win is going to be in his back pocket here this weekend, or this week, I should say, on Wednesday. Chase Elliott will be in victory lane at the All-Star race.
I only hope that it's again that he's racing Joey Logano for the win. Because we remember the last time we were at Bristol.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. So for my pick for the All-Star race, he does very, very well here. He's one of the best at Bristol. He's got 6 wins, 12 top 5s, 21 top 10s. I'm going with the number 1 of Kurt Busch. He won here a couple years ago in 2018. So I'm thinking that old Skirty Busch is going to find his way to victory lane, and he's going to get $1 million.
All right.
And buy a lot of Cubs gear.
That's right.
All I gotta say is
he can buy himself an autographed Chris Bryant baseball if he wanted to with that money.
I'd buy a couple of them.
Yeah. Right. All I gotta say is the field better be ready for turn 1 at the start of this thing, because that 77 car is starting 4th. Please let him make it through.
Yeah, I saw that and I about crapped a chicken when I saw that starting order. It's like, good Lord, Justin Haley. Hey, just like you said, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot that Justin Haley was entered in the All-Star race since he won Daytona.
That, man. We'll be here for an hour if we really want to talk about that. This is the 1-year anniversary.
I'm surprised that Colleague Racing didn't help him out and put in a car like they did with Daytona.
Well, he won it in the Spire car, so it only makes sense that he drives the Spire car.
I mean, does it have to be Spire?
I don't
Either
know.
way, he's going to have a one-way ticket to the back, so if he makes it through turn 1.
Well, if he keeps it up like how he has, he's going to be aggressive and he's going to be a jerk on the track. Well, he might be put in his place because he's in the Cup Series.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yep. But I think that about wraps it up for our All-Star preview, guys. So for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinsel.
And guys, if you're listening to us on podcast platforms, make sure to check us out on YouTube. If you're watching us, you can listen to us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all other podcast platforms. Make sure to follow our friend Patrick Cotto with the Cotto's Mojo podcast. He's got a great Chicagoland-based sports podcast. Make sure to follow our friends at Ashland Hens Racing. They just got off a great weekend at Grundy County Speedway. She went on to win a heat race, and then she went on to finish third in the main race. So congratulations, Ashland. So that'll do it for us, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the All Star Race. It's going to be exciting.